Hey troops, what's going on? What's going on, guys? We'll wait a few moments until we get a few people here, so I'll go silent for a few seconds. Hey troops, how you doing? 75 concurrent views, that's good enough. Hopefully we don't have any problems with the stream today. We've been off a few days, guys. We're hitting it early today. We've got a few things to catch up on. Nice and early or late, depending on where you're watching this from. As always, guys, we'll wait until we get a few people in the live chat, and then we'll get this whole thing going. Right, a few other things to put in the chat. 2 seconds. Where we are? Where is that link? We'll get going in a few moments. Boom. Let me know if the sound's good, if the picture quality is good, all of that good stuff. And then we'll get going, guys. Hope you all had a great weekend. It's Tuesday now, actually. We missed a stream yesterday, but we're back today, troops. We're back today. And the membership tab is now at the top. Yeah, we've got a few more people coming in now. 109 concurrent viewers. Right, and guys, so I guess we'll start this off as we always do. First and foremost, thanks for the early guys and girls who always makes it here on time, nice and early, over 100 people. So if you don't mind hitting that like button, that's the first and most important thing you can do in the whole stream. It helps me get a wider parameter of coverage. So the more likes a video gets, straight away the old algorithm kicks in from YouTube, and it opens up the doors and opens up the gates, so it reaches more people. So you are helping it reach by doing that. So if you press the like button now, let's get over 100 likes. It takes 2 seconds to do, and it costs you nothing, man. And then we can get started, troops, as always. Watching from India, yeah, let me know where you're watching from, troops. We get a lot of people watching from America, India, Scandinavia, and the Nordic countries and all of that. Get quite we've had a few people from Australia of recent getting involved as well, but obviously the news in Ukraine is worldwide, so it makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, got a few things that is going to be pretty cool to talk about. I say pretty cool. Yeah, it depends on your perception, really, of how you handle this whole thing. But there's some interesting things we're going to talk about today, guys. Some interesting stuff. Indiana, yeah, USA. Miriam's watching for Ukraine. Odessa, really? Wow. Baltimore, United States, Kansas, Florida, North Carolina. Ryan Young, North Korea. I doubt it. Minnesota. I mean, if you are watching from North Korea, fair play to you, but I don't think so. Hey, Arthur L. Kearney, welcome to the Gendit Members Club, brother. I look forward to speaking to you after this. We've got quite a few members now. We've got a few members already in the chat as well. We've got the real Slim Shady here, watching from Texas. He's quite a regular on these chats. How many people we got? 147. Yeah, let's get those likes over to 100 then, troops. Come on. You're actually the first member of the chat, Arthur, so welcome, buddy. It's great to have the team here. Yeah, we've got Margot, a member as well. We've got a few members in the chat already, guys. We might get a bit of a mixed... I don't know how we're going to do in terms of views this early, but I envisioned we were going to be talking quite a long time, if that makes sense. So that being said, I thought if I get on early, we can cover all the things we want to cover, and then if we go on to the usual kind of bracket of when we stream, you know, the 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night UK time, when we get a few hours extra content, and hey, if we get the views, then we get the views, but we normally get massive amounts of views at 10, 11 o'clock. I don't know why that's a popular time, but it is a popular time. But if it means me coming back on, then if we want to call it a day, then I might do that, guys. But we'll see how it goes at this time anyway. Hey, Brian Skinner, welcome to the Gendit Members Club. I appreciate the support, brother, and hopefully you can get a lot more out of the channel as being a member. But yeah, you'd be surprised at just how far that membership goes. It really does help me create content and do this stuff every single day. It's my main line of work, so I appreciate that, brother. Welcome to the club, man. I look forward to speaking to you in community-only posts orientated, or should I say, specific for the members. Okay, so as a private chat that we have via the community tab. Hey, we've got over 117 likes already. A few moments into the stream, literally 4 minutes in, and nearly 200 concurrent viewers. Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a few days. If you're brand new to this channel, actually, this is your first time, drop a comment below. I wanna kind of understand the statistics on that. See if you're actually brand new or if you're returning. Either way, it's cool. All right, we've got a massive subscriber base now. 220,000 we hit today. So it was in fact, it was like literally about an hour or two ago. We just hit over 220,000, which is amazing when you think about where we started from, guys. Putting gaming content out on 720p. You know, a little under 2 years ago to doing updates and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm reading the chat now. The notion is we've got quite a lot of new subscribers here, and we got quite a lot of old school people who's been here from the start, loyal to the channel. Hey, Kevin Enger, aka Kellandros 460. Welcome to the Agenda Members Club, brother. I appreciate your support. Thank you. And again, it goes without saying, guys, your membership is very much appreciated. And it's cool to have that little logo next to your name, right? So a little bit of admin before we get into this. I don't know how long this stream's going to go. I've got an energy drink. I've been to the gym, so don't judge me too much. These bad boys from Costco, you get like 500 or something in a pack for like whatever. You get loads of them. That'll keep me going for a few hours at the very least. I've had pre-workout today as well. Kevin Engler, you are the third member of today's stream, and we're only 6 minutes in, so that's a good sign, troops. We're gonna hit the button. We're gonna hit the ground running, I think, with this one. So, a little bit of admin, early days. If you're brand new to the channel and you know how we you don't know how we do it here, so the first 10 minutes or so I like to dedicate it to just getting the housework out of the way in terms of the admin. All right, so the admin of the show. I don't want to keep on talking about liking the video, housekeeping. I don't want to keep on telling you guys to like the video and subscribe and all that stuff. So every 20 minutes or so I'll go over that. And those points, you know, for about 30 seconds, just to remind you guys, because I've been on streams and stuff where, you know, every 10 minutes he's saying it and it does your head in, okay? And I get that. So first things first, if you can smash that like button, get that out the way, it's done then. You don't have to do it ever again. And I'll only be doing that every 20 minutes or so, guys, just to remind you all, because we've had thousands of people in the chat before and we've had like 10% likes, okay? So the one thing that you can do to help me out is press that like button. That's the most important thing. So if you're going to do anything, do that, because it allows other people to be able to see this video, okay? YouTube just recommends it. So that's that. I'll be doing that every 20 minutes or so you don't have to worry about me seeing it every second. And that's that really, troops. We're going to go over a few things on the Ukraine interactive map. We're going to hopefully take a few calls on Eagle Dial. The link is in the description, troops. The link is in the description for that. Eagle Dial, it's a system that I've tried to familiarize myself with. Again, I'm not an expert on it, but I've just been playing around with a few of the settings and stuff like that. And I think I've managed to get the hang of it. So I'll drop the link in the chat now. Apologies, the last time I was on there, I didn't realize as standard it has different prices. I thought the prices were fixed, but it does have a price range. Now, the minimum you can put that, obviously, so they make their money as well, is £1, 1 GBP is the minimum that I could put on that. It was at £3 as standard, so that's quite expensive per minute. Okay, so I've dropped that down to the minimum. So hopefully we can hear some of your guys' thoughts and opinions on the topics that we're going to be covering on this. Does that make sense? So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. If you want to talk to the show, obviously we have to get it right. We don't want to be talking about things that may be too politically far right or too far left. If we can keep the balance, because it is just a YouTube channel at the end of the day, all right? But whatever the topic is, if you fancy, open up the discussion, asking a question, hearing my thoughts on it, or answering a question via the chat, then feel free to call the show. I think it'd be a pretty cool feature to use, and it is at the lowest price now as well, so you don't have to worry about that. Hey, Mac, thank you for your super chat. You're saying a few rounds on me, stay low, brah. Thank you for that, buddy. That'll definitely get me a few pints. I might, I don't know if we're gonna have a few pints tonight or not. I don't know. It depends on how you guys want the show to go, really. Andrew Dvorsky, welcome to the Gendered Members Club, brother. Sorry, guys, I'm missing a few of these now. I welcome you to the club, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon, Andrew. Cheers for that, brother. Hey, Victor Garul. Victor Garul is a regular here. What's good, Ryan? Hope all is well, bro. Hey, all well. Thanks for joining us again, buddy. It's good to see you here. Hopefully you've got a few questions that you want to ping my way. Feel free, bro. Good to see you, Victor, as always, my friend. And Jay Roberts, welcome to Gendered Members Club. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. If the members in the chat who've just joined or already joined, let me know in the chat where you're actually from. I want to gauge where my members is actually from. Where's the club located? Is it located in the UK, or is it located US, or is it located somewhere in Europe? Hopefully the UK. That would be good because I'm from here. But I've got a feeling that the club isn't going to be as diverse. It's going to be more diverse than just the UK. That's for sure. So that's that. We got quite a few members early on, troops. Admin out the way. Admin done. What I'm going to do is I'll pop a poll on with... It's got yes or no, but this is called the show. Link in description. I'll put a poll on there just so it's there to remind you guys, but don't worry about that. We've got a lot of members from the United States, actually. These videos are doing really well in the United States. Normally the US videos do better in the United States, and the other videos, if they're not orientated around the US, don't. But the thing is, which I've found with the Ukraine, when it comes to war and stuff like that, and it comes to conflicts, doesn't matter where it is, it can be global. The United States are pretty supportive of that type of content anyway, simply because of the nature of it. You know, when you look into the history of the US, they've been deployed all over the world countless times, a lot of the time, and it shows as well, guys. All right, they really do support that type of content. So I just want to say thanks for supporting this type of content, because it is world news at the moment, and we're able to cover it in our own little way. Okay, we don't profess to be professionals in any way, shape, or form. I'm not a historian. I certainly don't know. I don't know everything about things orientated around the military. Believe it or not, being in the Royal Marines doesn't necessarily make you an expert on all things military. It's just the way it is. Okay. So yeah, I'm here to learn as much as you guys are in that respect, and I think we've built quite a good community around that learning and that discussion. We're just here to have a chin wag, create a debate, and then just have fun with it. Okay, if we can get anything positive out of the situation in Ukraine, we can at least have a healthy discussion here about it, and it's a way to vent as well. It's to vent your opinions, if you have any. We've got a lot of people who don't comment on the channel. They're just here just literally to take part and listen to the discussion. And if you can get anything positive out of that in your day, in your hectic lifestyles and all of that good stuff, then I'm happy, guys. You know, I can't ask for anything more than that. That's all I want. So yeah, that's that, troops. But as always, this is how we do it. You've probably found on the channel, we answer the super chats, all right? And as you've seen, unless I accidentally miss one, I try to answer every single super chat question or statement that you guys put. So if you want to state something, if you want to ask a question, if you want to create a topic of debate for everyone else in the chat, then feel free to do so. That's the main way to get in touch with me via this. It has to make sense. It has to be. At the end of the day, I respect that people are going to put their super chats out there, so I have to answer those first. However, That being said, I do have the chat right in front of me, and I skim over it as we're doing these live streams to get the consensus of what we're actually talking about and what you guys are talking about via the discussion. So concurrent viewers, I mean, we've got 340 wonderful people joining in, 240 likes. That's a pretty good ratio. We got 5 new members already. 14 minutes in. Let's get started then, troops. Let's go. Right, I forget what I'm doing. Here we go. Right, live. I've got a few different scenes. I've got this one. I've got that one. And that one. Okay, so them's the scenes. But for the open map, we'll just stick to this one for the time being. There's quite a few things I want to talk about on this, actually, guys. So we're going to get into this. There's been a few developments over the weekend, so to speak, when I didn't cover it. I wanted to leave a bit of a tactical break in between these streams as well. The reason being, we hammered them last week, and sometimes the content can not necessarily become stale, but the news that comes out might not be too different. But now we know that it's going to be a different story compared to the Friday stream we did, so it's going to be interesting for everyone involved. Hey, John Powers, welcome to the channel. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, been a subscriber for a while, really enjoy your content. Love the open chat live streams. Great to hear other views and opinions without a spin. Keep up the great work. Thank you, John. I appreciate that, buddy. And yeah, I think that's it's a fair thing to say. Really, it's something that I actually enjoy as well. So although I'm the facilitator of the content, I actually like the open chat. And to hear other people's viewpoints and opinions without them getting slandered or getting, hey, well, you're wrong there. We've got quite a good community, and it's okay to listen to other people's opinions, and obviously I see them coming through via text there, so it's cool at the end of the day. I think it's pretty cool, guys. Thank you, John. I appreciate that, mate. Really, really do. Welcome, guys, if you're brand new here. If you're former military, if you're a veteran, if you're currently serving, if you're wanting to serve, or you just support the military in general, I want to say thank you to everyone for joining the stream. To our veterans, to our current serving, thank you for your service. That's what it's all about, guys. I have to get my thanks out, And if you don't know by now, I do talk about it enough. I think you should. I am a former Royal Marines Commando. As you can tell, I am quite proud of that title. And yeah, I make I'm not going to hide behind that either, guys. I'm very proud of being a Royal Marine, no matter what anyone says. And I'll talk about that and highlight that every video because it's something that I'm proud of, and unapologetically as well. All right, this Green Beret means a hell of a lot to me. No matter how long or short you serve in the Royal Marines, I know how hard it is to pass that course. And yeah, it's a proud thing of mine. It really is. Hey, Victor Carroll, we've got a veteran here as well. Victor Carroll, who's been on the channel for ages and he's always supporting. You're saying, just read, Ukraine claims they killed the second-in-command Major General Vitaly Gerasimov. No proof as of yet. This would be a tough loss for USSR. Where have you read that? I might try and look into that. Right, I'm going to look into that right now before we get into this map, actually. Because that would be not just a tough loss. I think that would be a massive dampener on morale, wouldn't it? I think that would be a morale zapper, to be fair. Whoa. Okay, let's get into this. That's big. Actually, we're coming up to the 15-20 minute point now already. Troops, as always, I'll say it once every 20 minutes. So if you're here and you haven't hit that like yet, please hit the like, troops. It means an awful lot to me. All right, I'm not gonna keep on harping on, but please hit that like button, troops. Let's get those likes to over 400. There's over 400 viewers here. It's the most important thing you can do and costs you nothing, troops. All right. Vitaly, second Russian general killed. Ukraine Defense Ministry claims. Right, so it's from. You would like to think the Ukraine Defense Ministry is a viable source of information. So, why is that question? Sorry, troops, I'm just trying to... right, yeah, okay. So, a Russian general has been killed in fighting around Kharkiv, Ukrainian intelligence has claimed, which would make him the second general the Russian army has lost in Ukraine in a week. That's that's big, guys. I'm not going to lie. Like, to have generals fall on the battlefield, it's either one or two things going on here. Either they're heavily involved, more so than they should be, especially when they're at that stage and that rank, or there's a few blunders taking place. I'm probably going to go with the fact that they're probably heavily involved. All right, heavily involved, which is not good for the Russians. That to have generals that far through the front lines to be getting killed. I would like to know how he's been killed. We're going to get into this, guys. We're going to get into this. This is a big, big headline. J.M, thank you for your super chat, mate. You're saying, stumbled across your channel recently, mate. I was 4-5 Whiskey Coy. Hey, Whiskey. Slave to no man. Good to see a Royal doing well. Jenna's RM's peace out, brother. Hey, J.M, you know something, mate. I'm not gonna beat about the bush with that, but that's one of the most positive things I've had from a unknown Royal watching my channel. Believe it or not, and it comes from the Sprogs, obviously. It comes from the Sprogs. You generally get more hate from Royal than anything. I've got a couple of close mates who's actually on YouTube who are all ex-bootnecks anyway, and they're really, really positive because they understand the game. But that there for an unknown bootneck to say that means a lot for us. So thanks, Royal, and it's really good to know that you support me, man. You know, it is what it is. You got to put bread on the table, haven't you, mate? That's as simple as that. But Whiskey, what a company! Arguably one of the best companies in the entire Corps. Never mind 4-5 Commando. So you probably know few mates of mine, depending on when you were in. Actually, obviously I like to keep OPSEC stuff with the names, but yeah, let me know when you're in, Royal, and we can have a bit of a rhetoric after this. Nice to have you on the channel, brother. So the intelligence arm of the Ukrainian Defense Ministry said Major General Vitaly, Chief of Staff on the 41st Army, had been killed outside the eastern Ukrainian city of Kharkiv. It's busy there, guys, at the moment. It's busy. Where's it at? Where's Kharkiv at again? Where is it? Apologies, guys. My map selection isn't very good. Where's it at again, guys? Anyway, if he's being killed, that's crazy. I mean, imagine if it was our side, eastern Ukrainian city, so it's east side, along with other senior officers, right? So it hasn't been he's just been taken out. There's been something big happened there. The ministry also broadcast that it claimed what it claimed was a conversation between two Russian FSB officers discussing the death and complaining that their secure communications was no longer functioning inside Ukraine. The investigative journalism agency Bellingcat said it had confirmed his death was with a Russian source. Its executive director, Christo Grozes, said they have identified the senior FSB officer in the intercepted conversation. So it's been intercepted information that's came out of this then. That's kind of let them know the crack. Obviously failing in terms of their intelligence there if they can't keep OPSEC, operational security. It's confirmed Gerasimov would be the second Russian general from the 41st Army to die within a week in Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. At the beginning of March, its deputy commander, Major General Andrei, I can't pronounce that, I'm not going to even try to with half of these names, was confirmed by Russian media to have been killed. Well, I can't see them putting that out as fake news, that's for sure. This is going to be, there's no real reason why they'd fake that, is there? Nothing tactical from it. That's big. The loss of top-ranking officers has come at a time when much of Putin's invasion force has become bogged down by logistical problems. We spoke about this. I think it was 4 or 5 days ago, about the logistical capability of Russia has the potential to be really, really good, but it never, ever lives up to that expectation, which tells me that their planning and preparation phase is terrible. And if their planning and preparation phase is terrible, the information coming from the top down is bad and poor. So what we've got there is a clear, classic case of the leaders aren't really doing their job because they're either incompetent, not fit for purpose, or they're doing it on purpose, all right? for whatever agenda they may be trying to fulfill. But logistically, we've seen problems with Russia way back in World War II. All right, they haven't really improved their logistical capability, even though they've got the potential to have good logistics. They just don't seem to. It doesn't seem to materialize. I don't know what that is. I think it's the command structure. It has to be, because the guys on the ground only doing what they're told at the end of the day. Does that make sense? So I don't know what's going on there. I really don't know what's going on there, guys. It's a strange one indeed. Poor morale and Ukrainian resistance. The failure of its encrypted communication systems could be another severe blow. It's a massive severe blow. Failure in encrypted communications means that on the ground, communications that they are relaying to one another is going to be intercepted. Once they've intercepted one thing, they're going to be intercepting a lot more information. And information on the ground, it gives away movement, it gives away capability, it gives away intent. These are the main things in the battle space that can have a massive effect and give a massive advantage to the other side. Okay, how many people are we dealing with? What's the logistical capabilities and intent for that capability, and where they're going? All right. If you know those things, you'll be able to preempt in many ways, and then in many circumstances potentially counteract back from that. So there's in my opinion, although most things aren't quite what they seem in terms of how the media may portray it, obviously they've got their own way of doing things. You do a little bit of research outside of the field to understand that there's more going on in Russia and Ukraine than meets the eye. I mean, we just have to talk about the oil prices. We'll get on to that in a second, guys, okay? But one thing is clear is there's parts of the leadership structure in the Russian military that seems to be falling, all right? It seems to be falling. People aren't getting on. There's problems higher up, I think. There's definite problems, and it's shown right at the very bottom, you know? Again, troops, if I have a pause in chat for a few seconds to take a sip, apologies in advance. I know it's not professional, but I can talk the hind legs off a donkey, so please forgive me. My throat might be getting a little dry, so yeah. 596 concurrent viewers in the chat, 600 viewers in the chat. So we're doing all right for 8 o'clock. Normally we've got about the same amount. It normally goes from 600 to a couple of thousand, depending. That's all right for 8 o'clock, guys. I can live with that. That's pretty cool. 400 likes. Let's get those likes a little bit closer to the current number. Let's get a couple of hundred more likes, guys. Let's go. And share the video if you want to as well. It takes 2 seconds to share it with your mates on WhatsApp or whatever you want. Facebook, let's have it. Facebook and Twitter and stuff are probably the best places to share this kind of content, because if you put it to public on that post, it just networks out. It goes crazy. So yeah, actually, if you want to share it on FaceB, you'd be doing me a massive favor. So where we are in the call, you hear the Ukraine-based. So we're talking about the communications that's been intercepted, its failure of its encrypted communications. Anyway, in the call, you hear the Ukrainian-based FSB officer ask his boss if he can talk via the secure ERA system. The boss says ERA is not working. Grossev said on Twitter, ERA is a super expensive crypto phone system that Russia Defense Ministry introduced in 2021 with great fanfare. It's guaranteed to work in all conditions, allegedly. On Tuesday, the Ukrainian president said the war was like a nightmare for Russians and hailed the Ukrainian resistance effort. Wow. His comments came after Linda Thomas-Greenfield, the US ambassador to the United Nations, accused Putin of having a plan to brutalize Ukraine by shelling cities. Yeah, we were worried about that, weren't we? We were worried about about whether or not that would happen. We haven't seen it as much as I thought yet. Do I think it's potential to be that way? I think it could go that way. I don't know if Kiev's going to fall into that kind of category yet of getting shelled to bits, because there's a lot of civilians there still. All right, there's a lot of civilians. There's work going out there for thousands of pounds a day to get these civilians out of there. So we're going to see a lot of mercenaries in the area as well, which is going to change the scope of the battlefield on there. All right, you're going to be getting a lot of trained mercenaries in the region, you know, heavily trained in military men and women within these regions is only going to complicate matters as well. A lot of civilians over there. There's more to this article, actually. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has abruptly transformed the world. 1 million people have already fled. A new Iron Curtain is grinding into place. That's very true. An economic war deepens as the military conflict escalates, civilian casualties rise. It's our job at The Guardian to decipher rapidly changing landscape. Is this The Guardian? Yeah, of course it is. Right, okay. Particularly when it involves a mounting refugee crisis and the risk of unthinkable escalation. Yeah, it's true. Our correspondents are on the ground on both sides of the Ukraine-Russia border and throughout the globe, delivering round-the-clock reporting and analysis during the perilous moments. We know there is no substitute for being there, and we stay on the ground, as we did during the 1917 revolution, the Ukrainian famine of the 1930s, the collapse of the 1991, the first Russia-Ukrainian conflict in 2014. We have an illustrious 200-year history reporting throughout Europe in times of upheaval, peace, and everything in between. We won't let up now. So this is The Guardian's little piece of work taught us how good they're doing things. So this guy's being killed. Russia's 41st Army. Wow. Right, so what have we got? Let's refresh this a bit. Sorry guys, I'm just reading some of the messages on my phone. How are we doing for views? 600, 493, that's a lot better. Let's get those likes over 500, guys. So 8 minutes ago, this is the same area in which, okay, this is the same area in which that general was killed. Right, let me have a look at this. Let's put onto this scene for ease of purpose. 27 civilians killed in Kharkiv in the last 24 hours. Head of police, 170, including 5 children, killed in the city since the start of the Russian invasion. Where are we at? Oh, there's Kharkiv. Where? Right, where's the source of this? No, we haven't got it. There's Kharkiv there. It's like northeast area. So that's off shelling, right? Kharkiv tram depot was shelled. Yeah, this area is coming under heavy fire. I'm trying to think why strategically it'd be... Right, they're encroaching around slowly. So I can put pointers on here, actually. So if we have a look at the area of interest, the areas in which they haven't got covered yet look something like this. This is very rough, by the way. So that's the area of interest. Thing is, what you've got here, which is going to be strategically to the Ukrainians' advantage, is this big old river here. Or this big old water feature, rivers and lakes and whatever. That's the thing. And as you can see, these areas here where they're encroaching round, what they're doing is, it seems to me like they're wanting Kiev and they're battling through, but they're not clearing the areas in between yet. But it looks to me once this bit here encroaches up to here, near Kazit, then they'll just fight on through. These areas will clear by default. Unless the civilians want to put up a good fight, that is. But they're encroaching on this area pretty quick near Kiev. Aerial strike on military unit in Boyspil district. Casualties. Right, what's going on there? Kiev has about 10 days to 2 weeks of supplies yet. So that's obviously implying that they're cut off from being able to get supplies in that respect. Kiev has about 10 days to 2 weeks of supplies as Russia tries to choke off Ukraine capital, says DIA Beria. With supplies being cut off, it will become somewhat desperate, General Beria said. It will become desperate. I'm just trying to think how they'll actually get supplies into the region. You know, you got your obvious ones like airdrops and stuff like that, but you know how the Russians are going to respond to the airspace being covered by international troops and stuff, which reminds me, Romania, I think, are supplying, I think they're going to be supplying, hang on, where was that? I seen something, if someone can drop a comment below, I think there's talks about Romania supplying aircraft via the US or something like that, which is going to be pretty big. That's an escalation in that respect. I wonder how Russia responds to that. I think this is about the oil ban, right? This is going to have global implications, right? This is going to have global implications. We're already seeing it now. Well, we certainly are seeing it in the United Kingdom in terms of the price in fuel. Fuel prices at the moment are absolutely ridiculous, phenomenal, all right? Absolutely unbelievable. And I think this article is going to explain a little bit better. Ukraine war latest. IMF plans to give 1.4 billion in aid to the Ukraine. More than 2 million refugees flee the conflict. German federal prosecutor opens war crimes probe. Yeah, it's a decent step to take. Shell to stop buying Russian oil and gas. I mean, Shell, if you don't know Shell, where have you been? All right, an absolutely huge oil giant. This gets deep though, guys. How deep do you want to go with this conversation in terms of Shell not buying Russian oil? Where are we going to get it from? Is the plans to open up our own reserves again as a result of this to starve the Russian economy even further? It's a plan to get the man out of the seat, as far as I'm concerned. I think the plan is to get Putin out of the seat. NATO Secretary General warns conflict could spiral out of control. Where's the NATO Secretary General been? It's already spiraled out of control. How does a conflict... So, by definition, is that person stating that at this moment in time, Russia-Ukraine scenario isn't out of control? If war, an invasion of a country where civilians are getting killed, isn't already something that you classify as being out of control, then yeah, I think he needs to have a look at a different job, to be fair. That's absolutely insane. Hey, Zoltan, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, according to a news article I read this morning, Zelensky says he would consider concessions for the two breakaway regions to negotiate a ceasefire. First and foremost, Zoltan, thank you for your super chat, buddy. It goes a long way, more than you would think. I appreciate that, brother. And thank you for your question. Let me read that again. According to a news article I read this morning, Zelensky says he would consider concessions for the two breakaway regions to negotiate a ceasefire. What would those concessions entail then? Would it be the common ground that they accept as those two breakaway regions become formally part of Russia? Or is it that the whole of the Ukraine becomes and accepts that they have to be neutral in the future with their relations with NATO and stuff like that? That's one way I think this whole thing could be over. Because we're pointing the finger and saying the invasion's wrong. Yes, we can never say it's not. It's wrong. But they're also saying that this could have been over before it started if Zelensky just agreed to those terms of what you're just talking about there. So it's a little bit of stubbornness at the detriment of the civilians who are dying every single day. This could have been stopped with negotiations from Zelensky, is the narrative that I've been hearing as well. Does that make sense? So, I mean, it depends on what news source you're getting your information from, I guess, you know? Hey, Sick Lid, that's a cool name. Thank you for your super chat question. You're saying, heard Russian soldiers are targeting all European mercenaries for immediate elimination. Where have you heard that, though? Sounds a bit war mover-ish, that. Bit war movie-ish. What do you think? Russian soldiers are targeting all European mercenaries. I mean, for a start, Russian soldiers at this moment in time can't even put the correct amount of fuel in their wagons to be able to transport the troops across the ground effectively. So to say they're going to start targeting mercenaries and stuff, I'll tell you something. This is not to be underestimated, guys. There's some, and I'm going to say it like this, there's some bloody experienced warfighting machines out there in the mercenary world. Some absolute animals. And I mean animals. You think about this, right? There's some guys out there, mercenaries, who were already reached a level of excellence in the military, special forces, Marines, SEALs, you name it, right? Who decided to go down the private route, more dangerous, getting involved in things that you wouldn't believe, getting paid mint money for it. They can do steroids, they can be massive because they're not under military law, and they just go around wiping people out. There's some real horrible, hard sons of bitches in the mercenary world. So don't think that all these mercenaries are going to be tarnished with the same brushes. Oh, we've got a few mercenaries going out here. It's private contractors. Dude, there's some horribly hard, nasty sons of bitches in the mercenary world who, you know, can really F things up if they want. Like, really, really do some bloody damage. All right? I mean, look, I know it's a movie and stuff, and I love this film, by the way. Rambo, what he was doing was some mercenary stuff, and yeah, be rest assured, you can believe that there's a number of people out there, the equivalent, or if not better. I mean, that doesn't get spoken about. All right, there's some of the private contractors out there. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of crap as well. But obviously they don't get paid as much as the real IAMs. There's some stuff that goes on in the world, guys, where the military doesn't even get involved. It's mercenaries. Well, that's just my 50 pence worth anyway. What do you guys think about that? It's interesting. Thank you for your super chat statement. Sick Lid. I appreciate it, brother. Hey, troops, if you want to become a member, actually we're at 1:15 now. 30 seconds worth of admin time. We've got 743 wonderful people live viewing this content. Troops, I appreciate every single one of you guys. To have nearly 1,000 people watch my video live, it's kind of surreal. Still not really getting my head around it, but it's pretty awesome. All right, I'm not going to lie. I enjoy it. It's something that, you know, although people who know me might disagree, but in truth, I know who I am myself. I'm quite introverted in my mannerisms. I might come across as being extrovert in some situations, but I'm introverted at heart, and this is my way of kind of not being like that for a few moments, for a few hours of the day. So I appreciate you guys, 750 people watching this live stream. It means an awful lot to me, guys. I really do appreciate every single one of you. So thanks for supporting me. I was a really small YouTuber. In the matter of no time, I'm up to 221, nearly 1,000 subscribers. This is cool, and I enjoy it. So thank you. Secondly, every single person that you see asking questions and or putting a statement out there via super chat, those guys and girls are actually paying customers effectively. So I really do appreciate your custom. All right, it does mean a lot to me. You guys are the reason that I'm able to continue doing this, to warrant actually saying this is my job, because otherwise I'd be volunteering. You know. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. When I do say thank you to everyone super chat, like I do truthfully, wholesomely mean it. There's a lot of channels out there who don't give enough credit to the people who keep the channel going in that respect, and I'm not one of them. I'm always gratefully humble. I'm the same person I am now than when I had 10,000 subscribers with 220. So thank you guys. Your questions mean a lot to me, and the fact that you're paying for those, it goes without saying, guys. I'm very, very grateful. So thank you. As of the members, we've got 5 new members on this live stream. Five people saying, I want to subscribe to your channel on a monthly basis. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Like, that to me blows my brains. Like, how humbling of an experience that is for me is literally, I can't even put it into words, Thank you, guys. Yeah, on behalf of me and my family, thank you. Thank you. But I digress, guys. A little bit of admin time. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Press the like button. Press the like button. The like button is the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. It helps this video reach new levels of individuals wanting to watch content like this. So let's get the likes over 700. We got over 700 people in the chat, so there's no reason we can't do that now. Everyone take 2 seconds to swipe down, press the like button, yeah, and it's a thumbs up from me, okay? It costs you nothing to do that, troops. Right, questions. Oh, got a few questions coming through, actually. Who's got the latest question? Oodle Doodle. I think I've spoken to you. Yeah, I've spoken to you before, Oodle Doodle. Yeah, we get some funny names on here. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, will the Russian oil ban even slow Putin down? Great question. I don't think we'll see the effects of that oil ban. And I am cross-referencing this information with something that I read earlier. I can't remember where it was from, stating that apparently Russia, and I mean Russia, the powers that be in Russia won't see the effects on that oil ban for about 30 days or so. It's well over $1 billion, I think, per day that they generate. I think it's just from America alone. Is it? I can't. It's something like that. Even if it's $1 billion from America, or if it's $1 billion worldwide, it's a lot of money. Either way, we're talking billions here every single day. So apparently, with the way their economy works, it's going to take about 30 days or so, give or take, for them to see an effect on that, which isn't a long time. But we've seen Putin draw it out in Afghanistan when, they were getting absolutely hammered with their air capability, their helicopters and stuff getting smashed from surface to air missiles. And he still plundered on, still plunged on, trying to achieve what he was achieving, even though his air fleet was getting wiped out. So will he crack on even if he is getting problems his way? Will the sanctions haven't slowed him down so far? Are they going to slow him down further going forward? I don't know, guys. I don't think so. I don't think we're going to see the effects of that for a couple of months, to be fair, if this is still going on by then. But good question, buddy. J. Anderson, hey, thank you for the 150 SEK from Sweden. I like you guys from Sweden. Thanks for watching, brother. You're saying, always like to watch Gen Dit. A Jaeger is silent. K490s. Jaeger Soldat. Troops, if you don't know about the Jaeger Soldats, you need to watch. Actually, I covered the Jaeger Soldat series on my channel. It's one of the best experiences I've ever had on YouTube. Getting to understand how Sweden does it. All right, we don't really get to see those things being in the UK. UK and America, we're quite proud. We're quite headstrong. We think, and rightfully so. All right, we had the blueprint for the military for a long time, especially Britain. We like to think, yeah, we do it our way. It must be the best. But if you look at like the Jaeger Soldats and stuff, although they are not the best in some ways compared to us, in other ways they do things fantastically well. And I like the calm approach to it. It reminds me an awful lot of the Royal Marines. We've got a very calm approach to things, and I think Sweden and in those areas do that. So yeah, hey, thank you for your super chat, buddy. Cowboy Bebop. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, what do you think of the new CCP nuclear silos? I don't know. Let me have a look at that. I don't know is the answer. Chinese quest for nuclear superiority. Is that what we're talking about? Oh, I don't know. Does this tie into Taiwan? China is now considering constructing 300 missile silos, up to 229 as previously reported. The Observer, an unprecedented nuclear buildup in 4 main sites in the Xinjiang desert. The new silos mean China's nuclear arsenal could soon grow larger than America's or Russia's. It's an arms race, isn't it, before our very eyes? That's what we're seeing. We're seeing escalations happen left, right, and Chelsea, man. Thank you for your super chat. Hey, Zach Schneider. Snyder? Or Schnei? Zach, welcome to Gendit Members Club, brother. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the channel. I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon, bro. Cheers, man. Should we have another question come in? Zach, yeah, member. You are the 6th member of this stream, Zach. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if we can get 10 members. Rico Suave. Hey, you're saying, thank you for your super chat, by the way. You're saying, without air support, how well would the mercenaries fare, though? It's a good question. Let me not jump into that straight away. Hang on, let me try and... I mean, we can answer that a number of ways. It depends on a lot of things, but if we're just going to go with the narrative that we've got good formed mercenaries and structured without air support, could do a lot of damage, but they'd have to be focused mainly on infrastructure, raid style tactics, which are very, very dangerous actually. The Royal Marines Commandos were formed based on that. World War II, the modern day commandos, should I say, Royal Marines, backdate their history to the 28th of October 1664. But the modern day commandos, when they were formed via Winston Churchill, they focused on raid style tactics to disrupt the enemy, but they did it by disrupting key strategic points that would affect the larger battle space, okay? So they weren't really interested in taking on large bodies of men. We were capable of, for instance, instead of fighting through an enemy line of 100 blokes and, hand to hand, all of that, we would be small teams getting behind enemy lines, planting bombs on submarines and blowing it to smithereens, all right, to stop it, affecting the battle space in a major way, or taking a ship out that was potentially going to be carrying 100, 200 soldiers to the battlefield. That's what the commandos were designed for. So we'd have to see mercenaries bouncing about doing commando style stuff, but it's pretty hard to do, guys, all right? It's a specialist skill set. Could ill-formed mercenaries have the same effect? It depends on the leadership structure, if that makes sense. But they could have a pretty good effect, but without air support, I mean, it's not just that without air support, it's other forms of support as well. It's the whole shebang. I think mainly the command structure would be the important one that they would lack on that, unless they're going in as formed teams of men and women. Good question, that, Rico. I like it. I like these questions, troops. These questions are what keeps the stream going for hours on end. Rico. What film is that? I think it's a Sylvester Stallone film with a guy called Rico. What film am I thinking of? Hey, Ramon Tiezo. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, how's it going? It's going absolutely splendidly, my friend. It's going good, my geezer. I've got my kind of boost energy, which, if it's anything like the other night, this thing seems to take forever to bloody drink. But they're pretty effective. Wonderful. Raman Tiestro, thank you for your super chat. Broseph. Chris Sprenger, thank you for your massive super chat. Yours is the biggest one of the stream so far. Thank you for that super chat. Question. What are you saying? Thanks for keeping the people informed. I hope that everyone in the chat is happy and healthy, along with all loved ones and friends. Question. How long do you think this is going to go on, and are we heading for darker days? Well, first and foremost, mate, it's an absolute pleasure to keep people informed. It's easier to do when you have an interest in it yourself, so I am cheating a little bit in that respect, but yeah, it's my pleasure, brother. I appreciate it. And yeah, it's a nice thing to say. I hope everyone in the chat is also happy and healthy as well, guys. We have got people watching from Ukraine on this, apparently, which I have no reason to disbelieve. And our thoughts go with them people first and foremost, man. Simple as that. That's the main priority here. How long do I think it's going to go on? And are we heading for darker days? You know what, man? I'll be honest. Sometimes, like, today I'm quite optimistic that this is going to be over with potential talks with Zelensky. You know, if those two regions, those breakout regions, if they can come to some form of agreement there, I think this is the potential. This is the thing that could potentially end this war. But on other days, I just think it's going to get worse. It's going to draw out. Nukes are going to be used and everything else. So I'll be honest with you, I change day to day. Right now, I'm thinking that no, darker days are far away. I think it's going to be getting better with negotiations. I think we're going to see that fall out of the woodwork within a couple of weeks, hopefully. Maybe even a couple of days, you don't know. But that's where I'm at now. But tomorrow, man, you could speak to me. I could be on the opposite side. That's why I'd be no good in politics, because I have... my thought pattern varies, and how I feel is how I feel at the end of the day, you know? It's as simple as that. But I really appreciate that, Chris. Thank you, buddy, and good to have you here, dude. Catch-up time. Who else we got? John Pickle. Hey, dude. Welcome to the Gendit Members Club. Thank you for joining, guys. I appreciate you are the 7th wonderful member. I look forward to speaking to you, as always, troops, very, very soon. Thank you, brother. So if you've just joined, guys, the new members, what I like to do after these streams, 90% of the time, is get a question out based off normally what we've been talking about. And it's a little discussion. It's just a way of you guys being introduced to the other members, so you can see how many wonderful people there is. And if you can spark up a friendship and discussions within that, then that's great. That's what I want to create, a community that's interactive with each other, not just with me. So that's the place to do it, guys. And if you do want to continue the rhetoric thereafter, you can join our Discord. It's members run. It's not run by me. I'm merely a figurehead there, because the last time I had control of the last time I had control of the Discord, I ended up deleting it, and yeah, it's not really cool, is it? So I'm going to send the invite now. If you want to join the Discord, the public Discord as well, I'm smashing that link in the chat right now, Troopios. John Pickle, welcome, brother. What else have we got, troops? Catch up time. Victor Carroll again. Thank you for your super chat, brother. Canadian sniper first class has joined the Ukrainian forces. There you go. You see where I'm going. You know what? You know where I'm coming from, Victor, right? There's some badasses joining the Ukrainian forces. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in that respect. The Canadians love war anyway. They can't even watch war films without wanting to go to war. The Canadians are some hard, yeah, they're good snipers. The Canadians actually come over. We've had Canadians come over and do the Royal Marine Sniper course as well. People don't realize this if you haven't served in the military. Okay, the sniper course. People just think you fire a sniper, you fire that weapon system, and that's it. You just do loads of shooting. Actually, the Royal Marines Commandos, sniper course is a heavily soldier-orientated course. If you pass that course, you're a product of being a bloody good soldier. Like, in general, all of the field craft, admin stuff, everything, map reading, all the basic hard stuff that you do, you're a product of being very good at that first. Shoot a second, even though shooting is the main thing, but your platoon weapons, basically, it's a hard job. Not a lot of people pass that course in the Marines. So I'd imagine they've have the same type of stamp throughout the whole world. Snipers are very, very good soldiers first. That's the one thing that people maybe don't really know who are non-military orientated. But a little bit of extra information there. Thank you, Victor, as always. Hey, Chris Sprenger with another massive super chat. Jesus, thank you, bro. You're saying God bless you and God bless Ukraine. This one is for you, buddy. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you, man. Thank you. Seriously, dude. Thank you. Good to have you here. Chris, become a member, man. Let me see you here a lot more, man. Press that link above, brother. We good to speak to you after this. Senor 5.7. Thank you for your super chat, bro. You're saying, as a former US Marine, I enjoy your vids and content. Well, thank you for your service, Senor. Anyone who knows I'm biased towards Marines, I get it. It might be wrong. I don't care though. Unapologetic. I love Marines. That's me. That's my cloth. All right. So yeah, I've got a soft spot for Marines, and your service is appreciated, brother. Thank you for being on the channel, man. I appreciate you. I think we're caught up. Are we caught up? No, we're not. We're not caught up. We're not caught up. Kevin Engler, again with the super chat today. Thank you for your support, man. What are you saying? With all the active sanctions, if there are mercenaries in the Ukraine, best use those mercenaries, in my opinion, would be guerrilla tactics again, Russian supply chain. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. And that's what I was kind of hinting on to with regards how they should be operating. And, guerrilla tactics, also known as, commandos were, it's kind of standardizing guerrilla tactics is effectively what it was. So it's the same type of stuff, and that's what I agree. I think you bang on the money. That's what I was trying to hint on at. Guerrilla tactics, in and out, disrupt, destroy, and severely maim the supply chain. It's gonna relieve pressure from the Ukrainians. They're feeling suffocated themselves. Kiev's got about 10 days to 14 days left of supplies. So if you can do a similar thing on the other side of the pond, then that's the way to go. But you're gonna have to pay those mercenaries unbelievable money to get involved in that type of stuff. I mean, you're talking mad money, mad money. Thousands and thousands a day for that type of stuff. It's as high level as you're going to get because it's extremely dangerous. Again, as I said, the Royal Marines, when we became commandos, focused on commando style tactics. But it's bloody dangerous. It's bloody dangerous indeed, and the casualty rate of it is a much higher because of the nature of the behind the enemy lines type stuff, getting up close and personal without being seen by the enemy and destroying all their kit. That's the motive of it, isn't it? The modus operandi, or whatever you call it. Thank you for that super chat, Chris Spregner again. Thank you, buddy. You're saying I'm Canadian and we still hold the record for longest sniper. Yeah, who was that again? Who was the record for the longest sniper kill? What's his name? I'm not even joking. I'm terrible. Hang on, let's have a look. Hathcock record stood until Canadian sniper Aaron Perry, Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry, exceeded it with a shot of 2.3 miles. Wow, that's disgusting. How's that bullet got velocity still then? That's mega. Zoltan, thank you for your super chat. You're saying seems like Putin almost did NATO a favour. It feels like the alliance is reunited and Germany upped their military budget. Hang on, let me read that again. Seems like Putin almost did NATO a favour. It feels like the alliance is reunited and Germany upped their military. Yeah, we did see Germany up their military budget. Are we going to see that take effect straight away? No. I don't think we're going to see that take effect straight away in terms of you can up the budget, but I mean to get this infrastructure and the kit and equipment out there and taking effect, it's going to take a long time. This war will be long gone before we see the positive changes of an upped budget. Britain needs to do the same, in my opinion, not just from a casual point of view of it would benefit us to be more effective on a battlefield in a offensive way, but just from a defensive standpoint. Our military is lacking in numbers. We're going down the route of specialising our troops a lot more. I get that, but specialising your troops is one thing, but generational changes are taking effect now, and we're seeing, no offence, a weaker soldier in general, not that much weaker, but just generally speaking, the generations that are coming now, kids are softer. They don't even know how to play outside. So, I mean, when I first joined the military, a week in the field was nothing that we weren't doing anyway. Me and my cousins and stuff were out doing that stuff anyway, all right, for no money. So, generationally, I think we've got bigger things to worry about than specialising our troops and thinking, well, if we can reduce the numbers because our troops have more training in this area. The troops are softer now as a result. I know that's not going to get too many positive brownie points, but I'm not here to say the right thing. I'm not here to say what people want to hear. I'm here to say the right thing. You know, that's just my experience. The Falklands generation who came before me were even tougher than our generation. So I'm a product of becoming softer as well. Does that make sense? So it's not as if I'm talking ill of the generation after me. I can talk ill of my own generation. You know, it's just the way it goes. Yeah. Hey, Scotty Mays, welcome to the Gendit Members Club. You're the 8th new member. Well, we might actually hit our target of 10 in no time at all. In a little over an hour, we've got 8 new members, guys. Honestly, it's an absolute pleasure to have you guys join the Gendit Members Club. Even if it does only give you that little badge next to your name, it's yeah, I'm proud, man. I'm proud that you guys can join up. Seriously. It makes me really, really proud. Thank you, Scotty. Welcome to the club, brother. Right, we're caught up. So, troops. If anyone wants, here we go. If anyone wants to talk about anything we've talked about so far, an interesting topic, some of the questions raised, everything like that, want to ask me a question, then if you click this link that I'm going to put in the chat right now, you can actually call me, call in. You can call the show and we can have a chat. So I'm gonna see how that does. Actually, we haven't had anyone do that yet. Let's take advantage of that if you can. If anyone wants to call in, serious calls only, chats only, otherwise we'll just hang up. I think that'd be pretty cool. But let me know. Let me know either way, guys. Let me know either way. It's I guess here's an opening question. Will the US get involved in Ukraine directly? That would be an interesting topic to start the chat. But I don't know how easy it is to set up for you guys to call in. That's why it would be probably a good idea if someone could casually do it anyway, so we can actually see how easy it is to actually make happen. I don't know. It was easy for me to set up, so I don't know if it's going to be easy for you guys to set up. I'm not sure, guys. But there's the links anyway. That's the links in the chat. I'm dropping it a few more times. We can see if anyone wants to call the show. It'd be pretty cool, because we haven't had anyone call the show as of yet. But you don't have to. 2040. So, right, I need to check some of these articles actually, guys. I want to talk about the refugee crisis that's going to be catastrophically damaging for not just Ukraine but for Europe as well. It's going to cause tensions. It's already causing debates that when I first seen some people commenting on this, I was thinking, wow, this is really creating negative topics of debate, and it shows how... Oh, we've got a call request. Hang on, guys. I've just seen... Was that someone trying to call? I need to try and figure out how to use this, actually, troops. I've just had an email there stating we've got a call request, but I might have missed it. Action required, call request. From Walter. Sorry, Walter, if you want to... I don't know if I'm actually doing this wrong. No calls booked. Nope, no calls booked, Walter, so I can join you via the phone. Ah, right. I might not be... Can I not join it via desktop then? Surely I can. See if you can do it again, Walt. See if you can do it again, buddy. Notifications, where are we at? I might be doing this wrong. Sorry, troops. I'm just trying to figure out how to answer this phone call. I'm trying to do it on the desktop so you guys can hear the call as well. Do you know what I mean? But it's coming through on my phone. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see, guys. See if he gets back in touch. Right. Live scene. So this is what I was wanting to talk about. Yeah, sorry, Walter. Don't know what it's... So I'm getting an email saying that I can speak to you via my phone, but it won't let me join via the computer. So if you do try again, let me know, guys. Let me know, mate. I'll try and speak to you via this. Hey, Jay Anderson. Thank you for your super chat, brother. You're saying, do you have any thoughts on that? Some countries judging the Ukraine theatre being seen as a grey zone with all the possibilities that have brought to the table. Do you have any thoughts on that? Some countries judging the Ukraine theatre being seen as a grey zone with all the possibilities that have been brought to the table. What are you thinking about in terms of it just becoming the equivalent of the Afghanistan, how Afghanistan was in the Middle East? Are you saying the Ukraine could become that for Europe now? It's just an area where we're going to start slogging it out for political gain in whatever way, shape, or form. I think it has the potential to become that, if that's what you mean. I think it has the potential. We need areas to fight in to be able to generate income and money and argue over resources of the area. When it comes down to it, the nitty gritty, always, when we're talking about land and wars on land, that seem pointless. When you look into it, it's always politically about resources. We've seen that in Iraq with oil, with the oil reserves. We've seen that in Afghanistan with the poppies and how many billions was generated. All right, from the sale of from the poppy seed. All right, it's not just like, oh, war for this is war starts for one reason, and then policy and politics hijack it for income to keep the revenue coming in. So. The war on terror with Afghanistan then kind of transgressed into and morphed into the heroin trade, and the supply that they could, the revenue they could earn from that was billions and billions and billions and billions. who controlled the trade. So it's a strange one, man. What's Russia Ukraine? Well, we're already seeing sanctions come out as a result, and oil's been mentioned, gas has been mentioned, and then there might be talks about, well, we'll just use our reserves. Would these oil and gas supply chains would they be able to have been cut off as promptly and as quickly and as efficiently as they have here? They can do a lot of things when war kicks off. Right, we're stopping it. Would they have been able legally to get out of that had war not been the case? Probably not. There'd have probably been massive financial repercussions for that. But there's war kicked off, and now we can suddenly go, nah, we don't want your oil. I don't know. Maybe Elon's got something to do with that in terms of the electric cars. That's been kicked out. Maybe that's got something to do with countries wanting to open up their own oil reserves again, and generate income that way and wealth that way, and generate... if they wanted to strangle an economy, a Russian economy, they could just turn off the oil supply, can't they? Which they're doing. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's just an opinion, though. We're not talking with a matter of fact. Hey, Walter. Hello. Can you hear me, Walter? Right, Can you hear me? Just trying to get through to Walter at the moment. To no prevail. Answer your phone, Walter. Nah, we can't. It's ringing, Walter, but we're not getting anything through, buddy. Might need to sack the call system that we're using. Right, come on. We've got people waiting for this. This is exciting, guys. We've got someone trying to call the show for the first time ever. And we might not be able to answer it. We might not be able to answer it. Nope. Walter, if you can hear me, it doesn't seem to be working, buddy. I missed a call from Walter. Sorry, man. If you try again, we'll see if we can get this to work. It might be because of, I don't know, might be because of the fact that it's an internet connection. I don't know, man. If you want to try again later, Walter, then let's crack on, man. But I want to speak to someone. Walter's going to be the first ever caller, unless someone beats him to it and it actually works. I'm not sure. But sorry, Walter. Maybe we'll get you very, very soon. Hey, Rico Suave, you're saying, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, what is your favorite weapon system? Do you think the Russian AK system is superior to the US M4? I think the AK system as a whole, we're talking about AK in general. Generally speaking, AKs, I think, are brilliant weapon systems, underrated. They're not underrated, but they're underrated in some ways. They're a very accurate weapon. Some people will go, no, AK-47s and stuff, they're not very accurate, but the 7.62, if you get a good one and you get a one that's been made, you get these things made out of bloody 2x2 wood. Okay, if you get a proper decent one made to real good military grade standard, they can be very, very effective weapon systems. You put a sight on it and stuff, they're good. Oh, Walter's ringing. Trying to see if I can speak to Walter. It's not answering, man. It's not answering. I'm pressing the answer button. It's not working, Walter. So we might have to sack Eagle Dial because it's not very good at all. Yeah, sorry, man. Don't know why it's doing that. But we might have to actually change the the system in which we use. Troops, anyone got any ideas for a call-in system? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. I am, at this stage, quite happy for you guys to point me in the right direction. Rico Suave. Yeah, the Russian AK-47... AK systems are good. USM4, obviously it's a military-grade weapon system. It stood the test of time. It served them well. But the M4 is a pretty diverse weapon system as well if you kit it out right. But I'm pretty much... I'd probably go with a very good AK over a M4, personally. I think it's fun as well. Obviously 7.62, if you get a 7.62 variant, pretty good. Just use Discord. Yeah, Discord's not... I want to stay clear of Discord if I'm honest with you. Yeah, not everyone has it. I want to... Actually, can you guys hear that? that's Walter trying to ring. Hang on. See if we can answer Walter. Aston! Let's see if Aston beats him to it. Nah, I don't think so, Aston. It's not great, like, is it? Eagle dial. Nah. Connect, call, allow camera, microphone. Yeah, so I can end the call. I can't answer the call. Right, troops, I think we're going to have to sack Eagle Dial off. Which I've just done there. Because it's not working. So Eagle Dial. If you try and ring in, guys, there's no point. But yeah. Where we're at. Talking about AKs and stuff, weren't we? More than 2 million refugees flee Ukraine conflict. Yeah, that's what I was wanting to get into, the refugee crisis. Now, this is something that's pretty interesting to me. Europe's got a problem with refugees in terms of the refugee crisis. People coming to different countries from war-torn situations. There's a lot of mixed feelings on that. And I think it's unfortunate that there's mixed feelings. We shouldn't be mixed about, people fleeing a war zone. They should be supported in every way that our country has the capacity to do so. And we've seen that capacity reached out, to the Ukrainian refugees. All right, it's been reached out pretty much from most of Europe, saying, yeah, let's take them in and give them every provision that we can. We can do that. So we've shown that we can do that. But we haven't seen the same level of love from refugees fleeing the Middle East, for instance, I think. We've had a lot to say. There's been mixed feelings on that. There shouldn't be anything mixed. There should just be, hey, you know what? Let's take these people in. They've had their whole villages and places and the cities blitzed and bombed and destroyed. We should have been arguably more receptive, I think. But that's a whole nother topic, guys, that we can get into. I'm going to read this article anyway. J. Anderson, thank you for your super chat, buddy. Was thinking about having advisors, etc. in Ukraine with plausible deny. Was thinking about having advisors, etc. in Ukraine with plausible deny. Yeah. Depends on who those advisors are, though. I get where you're coming from. They could have advisors in an advisory capacity, but they could potentially be special forces or high-ranking mercenaries from other organisations. But it's one way of getting them in. Advisor capacity. It's interesting. Thank you for that. J. Anderson. Appreciate it, brother, as always. More than 2 million refugees flee Ukraine conflict. The number of Ukrainian refugees fleeing the conflict at home surpassed 2 million on Tuesday, according to the latest UN figures. More than 1 million refugees have fled to Poland. That makes strategical sense, though. Belarus is out of the question, really, due to the fact that Russia used Belarus as almost a vehicle to get into the Ukraine. Wonder what's going to happen with Belarus as a result of that in the coming months. So yeah, Poland's going to get the brunt end of it. It's going to be a strain on their economy big time. 191,348 people have sought refuge in Hungary. 140,000 individuals had fled to Slovakia. Wow. So we've got Poland, Slovakia, Hungary. Yeah, these are the obvious countries. Moldova, 83,000. Thing is, Moldova's strategically... It's a strange one, Moldova. It's such a small place in comparison to Ukraine. Hasn't really got an effective military. I don't even think Moldova has a military. Let's check this. I don't think they have. I don't think Moldova has an army. The armed forces of the Republic of Moldova, Romanian, blah, 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 consists of the National Army, which is divided into the Land Forces Command and the Air Forces. Right, so how many? Founded in 1992, so very, very, very new. 28 million for the budget. Active personnel, 5,000. Yeah, they haven't got a military in that respect. They haven't got one, guys. 5,000. Yeah, they're going to get... Is Moldova next if Ukraine doesn't reach a stalemate in that respect? If it does end up getting taken over by Russia, is Moldova next? I think that would be an easy win for them. And an expansion into the rest of these European countries. So, yeah, I don't... If it was me fleeing Ukraine, I wouldn't be going to Moldova. I guess I get why people might be doing so. It's all down to the fact that I've probably got family there. All right. We've seen with Ukraine, they've got loads of people from Ukraine. There, 99,000 have went to Russia because they've actually got family there. All right. So Russians invading Ukraine, and the Ukraine is like, well, we got family on both sides. It must be a hard thing to take that. Hard thing indeed. Ukraine's defense ministry said Russia had agreed in a letter to the International Committee of the Red Cross to open a humanitarian corridor from the eastern city of Sumy to Poltava in the south on Tuesday. Ukraine began evacuating civilians from some of its hardest hit urban areas after tentative signs that its ceasefire with Russian forces was holding up. Russia and Ukraine said they have agreed to avoid clashes in defined areas from 9 till 9. Russia and Ukraine said they have agreed to avoid clashes in defined areas from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. If you can come to agreements like that, you can come to the biggest agreement of like it not happening, surely. These agreements never made sense to me, but again, I'm not a war strategist. Zoltan, hey, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, what do you think of Putin recently placing countries like Liechtenstein, Latvia, San Marino, and Lithuania on the list of hostile countries? Let's look into that. I haven't heard much on that. Let's have a look at this. Russian European Union's related. I don't know about that, to be honest with you. What do you think? If he's just placed countries like those areas on a hostile as hostile countries, does he mean these are potential countries that he wants to invade? Is that what they stipulate? Is that we stipulating by saying that? Or is that like a hit list for him? Is that a hit list for Putin? That's what it sounds like, doesn't it? In my humble opinion. Wow, 9 o'clock already. Troops, if you don't mind smashing that like button. Let's get over 1,000 likes. Everyone, press that like button right now if you haven't done so already. It's the shortest and easiest and most freest thing you can do on the channel. We've got 2 from 900 likes. Come on, we've got this. Come on, guys. That's it, 900. Let's get it up to 1,000, man. Come on, if we get to 1,000, I'll be happy. I'm happy anyway, but 1,000's good. 1,000's good. Let's go. Keep on doing it, guys. Let's get them likes up. Hey, Red Dome. Thank you and welcome to Gendip Members Club. You are the 9th member. We are one away from our goal. Anything above that is glorious. One away, Red Dome. Thank you, brother. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be the 10th one? Let's see. So more than 2 million people have left Ukraine. Total recorded arrivals from Ukraine between February 24th and March the 8th, 22. 453 people from Ukraine to Belarus. That's how I'm reading that anyway. 83k to Moldova, 82k to Romania, 191 to Hungary, and over 200,000 to other European countries. I wonder how many will come to the United Kingdom, if any. 1.2 mil to Poland. Poland's a big country. And a tough country as well, just like the Ukraine. Hey, JR31D, welcome to the Gendip Members Club, brother. I appreciate you, my friend. Welcome back, welcome back. Troops, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the 10th member, actually. JR31D. Let's go. Let's go. Can you actually see me all right? The stream says it's buffering again. That's interesting. That is interesting. 1.5 hours in and the stream seems to be buffering again. How does it look? Interesting. It's good? Is it good? Stream says it's healthy. Fine, yeah. Blurry. Ah, okay, that's interesting. So the stream's fine, yeah? Okay. Sentinel 5.7. I'm Aston. I tried to call. It seems it's not work. Yeah, sorry, Aston. I don't know what was working with that. It is what it is, brother. Well, we might have to actually start a stream in a little while, actually, because it seems that we are buffering a little bit. Yeah, it seems like it's buffering. I'll just refresh this. Is it still buffering? Seems okay. Sorry, guys. I'll just try to refresh it there. Anarchy and Empires. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying Poland has agreed to hand over all its MiGs to the USA. So it's Poland. I assure it's not. I assure it's not Romania. There was Romania was talking about handing over, or was Romania going to be the staging area for that? I can't remember which way around it was actually. Right, let's get back to this. NATO Secretary General warns conflict could spiral out of control. We laughed at that earlier, didn't we? So it's at this moment in time, the conflict isn't out of control by default. You couldn't make this up, could you? NATO's Secretary General has warned that the Ukraine conflict could spiral out of control and said that the military alliance was committed to stopping it spreading outside the country. We have a responsibility to ensure that the conflict does not escalate and spread beyond the Ukraine. that could be even more dangerous, destructive, and even more deadly, said Jens Stoltenberg on Tuesday during a visit to Latvia. The situation could spiral out of control. We need to end this conflict, not expand it. In reference to reports of attacks on humanitarian corridors, Stoltenberg said targeting civilians is a war crime and it is totally unacceptable. The conflict has created Europe's fastest growing refugee crisis since the Second World War. Stoltenberg added the humanitarian impact is devastating. Is that true, though? Is it the fastest growing? See, that's the terminology, the fastest growing refugee crisis. But is it the biggest? Right, it's the terminology, you see, because I'm just trying to think. Wasn't the wars in the Middle East a huge humanitarian refugee crisis? Do you know what I mean? Don't know what to think of that. Hey, troops, 9 likes away from 1,000. 9 likes away from 1,000 likes. Let's go. Shell to stop buying Russian. This is the big one. This is 10 hours ago, this as well. Shell to stop buying Russian oil and gas. Shell said it would stop buying Russian oil and gas and close its service stations in the country days after the oil major was criticised from profiting from a cargo of cheap Russian crude. The London-listed energy group on Tuesday said in a statement that it would immediately cease all spot purchases of Russian crude and withdraw from all Russian hydrocarbons, crude oil, petroleum products, gas, and liquid field natural gas in a phased manner. So it's not going to stop buying it straight away. It's going to stop buying parts. It's going to take time, and hopefully it's all blown over just in time for them to go, hey, we don't want to stop all of it. All right, we want to keep some of you guys. It's a phased way. It makes business sense to do it that way, just in case this whole thing miraculously sorts itself out and they instantly want to keep the oil and gas, to keep their pockets lined with money. It makes sense. Hey, Squito USA, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, do you think European countries could join with the US in banning the import of oil and natural gas and still survive economically? Well, it depends on if the powers that be know something that we don't. I mean, let's face it, they're not going to just stop the use of oil overnight and then just be like, well, we can manage without. So they've obviously thought about this and, well, we can manage. We've got reserves. We've got contingency plan in place. So what I'm thinking is maybe they know something we don't in terms of where they're going to get the oil from. So if they can stop it and they've got the means to use oil and gas elsewhere, they'll do it. And Europe will probably be in a better position from it if they don't want Russia to be the provider of oil and gas. It could be a way of putting Russia out of business, this war. Does that make sense? Maybe that's what it is, a power move. I don't know. I'm just a guy who likes to facilitate the debate to open these questions up. You know, good question, buddy. I appreciate that. The group also, so with reference to Shell, the group also said it would shut all service stations, aviation, fuel and lubricant operations in Russia. The move followed widespread criticism of Shell for profiting from a purchase of cheap Russian crude that ran counter to the growing corporate backlash against Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Ben Van Buren, Shell chief executive, on Tuesday apologized for the purchase, saying the decision was not the right one and we are sorry. Okay. Right, end that poll. Because we're not going to use that call system now. We'll commit profits from the limited remaining accounts of Russian oil. We'll process to a dedicated fund. We'll work with aid partners and humanitarian agencies to determine where the monies from this fund are best placed to alleviate the terrible consequences that this war is having on the people of Ukraine. The decision came as Moscow warned that plans by the US and Europe to consider banning Russian oil imports could send the price of Brent crude oil up to $300 a barrel. The decision came as Moscow warned that the plans by the US and Europe to consider banning Russian oil imports could send the price of Brent. So it actually could be worse for everyone. £300 a barrel. I mean, if we're just going off the narrative that it's about 100 for us at the moment, my fuel costs about 120 quid to fill my tank. So we'll be looking at about 300 quid to fill the tank. I'm just trying to, and that's a terrible way of trying to analyse the maths on that, but that's just a very, very rough estimate, all right? Either way, it's a shed load of money. It's a lot of money. I wouldn't be able to afford to fill my car up with them kind of prices. Infrastructure wouldn't be able to afford to run efficiently. So a lot of things goes down off that. It's not good. Hey, Dublin Magpie, thank you for your super chat. You're saying there is a massive difference between the two refugee groups. The Ukrainians are mostly women and children. The Middle East was mostly fighting fit males. That's a great point you put there, Dublin, actually. Yeah, it's a great point. The one thing to say about that, being devil's advocate, is the Ukrainian refugee crisis is... Those groups have been stipulated by government, though. And what I mean by that is fighting fit middle-aged fighting fit males have to stay in Ukraine. That's been mandated somewhat, hasn't it? Where they're fighting fit males, you've got to stay here. So yeah, by default of that, you're going to see women and children forming the masses of those refugee groups. But you're definitely right with that in the way you're saying it. That's for sure, Dublin. Thank you for that, brother. Yeah, it's an interesting one to actually speak about, to be fair. Hey, Anna P, welcome back to the channel. I spoke to you a few days ago, I think, on the channel. Welcome back, buddy. You're saying if/when Kiev falls, does that imply a Russian win? I think it implies a Russian... Oh, it's a good one, that. Does it imply a Russian win? Well, it's they've got political control, I think, if they take Kiev. So if they can starve out the government and reset it in whichever way they want, then I guess that does imply a win, doesn't it? I'm going to go with yes on that. Yeah, I would say so. It's the epicenter of the country. It's where everything happens from, isn't it? So, yeah, I think so. K-Mac Media, thank you for your super chat. You're saying thoughts on this off the coast of Ireland. I'll drop the link in the live chat. Thoughts on this off the coast of Ireland. Are you dropping that link, K-Mac? Thoughts on this off the coast of Ireland? Oh, I'll just have a look. Father-in-law, thank you for the coverage. Jen, hey, anytime, brother. Anytime. Over 1,000 likes, troops. We've met the target. And the night is still young. Might have to go for a tea break. Toilet and tea break. What do you guys think? Let's get the rest of this read anyway. Where are we at? Ukraine's health system under severe pressure. Unigame in Ukraine destroyed a Russian ship, the Vasily Byakov. Where was that? Thank you for your super chat, bro. You're a regular on here now, Uni Gaming. Good to see you, dude. Ukraine's health system under severe pressure, warns World Health Organization. The World Health Organization Europe said Ukraine's health system was under severe pressure as the risk of coronavirus transmission rose following Russia's invasion. It is now 13 days since the military offensive began in the Ukraine. Today, with the country, we see a health system under severe pressure, said Regional Director Hans Klug on Tuesday. Life-saving essential medicines such as oxygen and insulin, personal protective equipment, surgical supplies, anesthetic and safe blood products are in short supply. That's terrible, man. Especially when the health system starts degrading as a result of war, the people can't get the correct resources and things that they need. It's not fair. This is where the unfairness in war shows its ugly colours. 2 shipments totaling 76 tons of trauma and emergency health supplies are in transit in Ukraine. We have further shipments of 500 oxygen concentrators and more supplies on the way. Klug said he was working with the United Nations Crisis Coordinator Admin Awad on the establishment of a sustainable, safe passage for the delivery of health supplies. It should always be a safe passage for delivery of health supplies. It's a war crime if not. Ukraine reported 731 deaths from Charlie 19 last week. Sadly, the number will increase as oxygen shortages continue. Charlie 19 hospitalizations in the past couple of weeks have decreased. The reason for that are still not quite clear, said Catherine Smallwood, the WHO's C-19 incident manager. Smallwood, an Ukrainian, said with C-19 may have been discharged early, create space for others. You know, I don't like talking about that topic on YouTube. It's a funny topic to talk about, guys, so I'm going to skim over that, to be fair. Not really too bothered about delving into that. Broken Orcs 36, thank you for your super chat. You're seeing tea made with toilet paper. 2 birds, 1 stone. Tea made with toilet paper. More like poo birds, 1 stone. Yeah, not really. Yeah, I wouldn't like a cup of tea made from you, buddy. But thanks for your super chat. Latest troop movements and locations of attacks. Well, we don't need to look at that. We've got our own interactive map system here. Boom. And let's get this updated. Race Kelly, thank you for the super chat. You're saying, love the channel, brother. Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you. I really do appreciate that, dude. Cheers, man. Line up. What's line up, Brian? Line up. Was ist das? Interesting. Might have a look at that. Right, what we've got 13 minutes ago. PepsiCo Inc. announces the suspension of the sale of Pepsi Cola and global beverage brands in Russia. Right, this is something I'm really listen to this. Listen to this. I seen this on of all places, Instagram. Sometimes it can be quite informative, albeit 99% of the stuff out there is full of crap. But this just, I thought, wow, this is so true. This is so true, guys, what I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to quote it exact because I can't remember it, but it was words to the effect of Russia, as part of the sanctions, these are the types of things that are getting banned from Russia. So the shutting off Pornhub to Russia, the stopping Coca-Cola and all of these soft drinks, the stopping loads of different types of foods reaching them, the stopping the media from infiltrating them, and all of these stuff. So as a result, Russia is going to be one of the healthiest nations on the planet and spiritually free. Like, as a result, I mean, you start banning all those things, what's going to happen? The people get rid of porn, get rid of all of the shitty media, get rid of all of the junk food and Diet Cokes and stuff. These are going to be the most spiritually awakened nations on the planet as a result. It's like you couldn't do them any more of a favor. You know what I mean? Like, It's like that's what the rest of the world should be doing. I thought that was absolutely horrendous. It's so funny. Think about that. Does anyone disagree with what I've just said? Oh man, I don't know, guys. As soon as I read that, I'm like, they're doing them a favor. Oh man, think about it, guys. You wanna improve your health system? Like that's the way to do it. Jay Roberts, you're saying thank you for your super chat. You're saying Line is better than Discord. Line has no size limits on things sent. I might be I might try and right. I don't want to go too deep into like the business model for how we do things on here. It's not all about it, but it has to incorporate it a little bit. I want it to be like similar to that of a radio station where if we can get a phone call and we talking on the line, if we can generate a little bit of revenue for the company to be able to pay for things, then that was my idea behind it. But as I've found that one today, the minimum is £1 a minute, which I still think is quite expensive to get people to call in. If we could drop it down to like 50 pence, that would be great for me. We get a portion of that to help the channel out, which isn't a lot really, but every little helps. And that's what I was trying to open up. But if we have to go down a free route, then I think that could help the channel. Does that make sense? But troops, I'm going to go to the toilet very, very quickly because the energy drink is making me want to go for a wee. So I'll be back in literally about 2 seconds, all right? Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Boom, we are back. Back in. Still 462 in the chat. Lost my train of thought now. What are we talking about, troops? Mr. Marine Commando chair. It certainly is. Let's get on this scene. Right. What's going on here? 3 hours ago, new imagery from Baranovici Air Base reveals the arrival of another A-50, A-100 AWACS to the airbase, in addition to those we revealed on the March the 6th, and 2 military Mi-26 helicopters. Are those friendlies? US has tracked 3 to 4 Russian cyber attacks in Ukraine per at Cybercom Disney. In terms of why they haven't done more, that's some of the work the Ukrainians have done. The challenges that the Russians have encountered, it's not being told what. Parts of the missile crashed in Triple. What's going on here? Is that near Kiev? Damaging. Oh, what's going on here?
Я сказала, шевелись тебе. Идешь как марионетка, блядь.
So you're seeing a lot of damage in these places. Hey, Artemis Fowl, thank you for your super chat. You're saying US Army here. Thank you for your service, brother. Poland just dumped all of its MiG-29s in Ramstein, Germany. US was not aware they were going to do that. Wow. Kai Harparasari, sorry. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying you think Sweden and Finland should join NATO now. I don't think it's like, oh, they should join NATO now as a result of this, but it would make sense for them economically, strategically, militarily, safety, budget, all of these things come into play. Would it make them more effective? It would make them more effective. They'd be part of a bigger team. Look, it's better to be part of the right side than the wrong side, than no side, isn't it? No side or the right side. I'm choosing the right side all day long. I think so. What do you guys think? Should Sweden and Finland join NATO as a result of what we're seeing here? James T. Larkin, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, what's the deal Russia give to stop the war? What's the deal Russia give to stop the war? I think it's got something to do with the two areas. I forget what you call it now. Someone was talking about this before. It's the areas that have been fighting over since 2014. I think if it comes to some sort of deal over that, I'm not sure if he wants them to be neutral. I'm not sure if he wants them for Russia, but I think that's going to be the deal breaker.
Ну, короче, скажешь, что сказал. Если не сдадутся, то эти сотрут с лица земли город. Чеченцы сказали, если не сдадитесь, пиздец будет городу. Они сотрут его с лица земли.
So this is people's homes, man.
И все, пиздец.
These are people's homes getting smashed to bits. It's terrible. Terrible beyond belief. Just regular neighborhoods, people walking down them, getting the shops smashed in, the homes, schools, their entire way of life. People might have lived here for 20, 30, 50 years, you never know. Destroyed completely over war.
Ну давай, иди помогай, а не ходи как чума.
Hey, Artemis Fowl again with the super chat. You're saying, due to being IT logistics for the military, I found about the Russian invasion 2 weeks ahead of time, just like the JSOC one that is going too soon. Don't know if that's information you should. Well, it doesn't matter. It's happened now, but yeah, you're gonna find out certain things ahead of time. I mean, even I heard things, but whether or not it's true or not, I've got strong links to the military still. But you know, even the information that goes out to regular guys in the military is still not the everything, because they know things get out. So the real information is still held at the top. You know, we probably knew about this months in advance. That's what I would say. Unigaming again, thank you, brother. Always chatting amongst the videos. You're saying, I think it's in their interest to join, but it's their decision to make. I guess you're talking about Sweden and Finland. Unlike Russia, NATO will respect their decision entirely. Yeah, I think, I mean, they'll respect their decision. Yeah, it goes without saying, but whether or not the pressure will be added, and maybe it's not even pressure, maybe it's like, you know, just given munitions, given training and everything. It's like a sales pitch, isn't it, to say, hey, do you want to join up? Want to get involved with us? We're a pretty good club to be part of, just like the Gendit Members Club. Troops, want to join? You know, you're more than welcome. Link is in the description. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, let's hit that like button, troops. Let's get over 1,100 likes. It helps me out more than you would ever believe. Ever believe. This area's getting hammered. An hour ago, the Green Corridor in Mariupol is regularly shelled, which prevents residents from leaving the city and forces them to remain in basements. There are many looters on the streets. The military discharges phones. It's terrible, isn't it? This area is getting hammered with shelling. Russian military convoy in Melitopol. Hey, Artemis Fowl, you're saying, didn't you make a video reaction to Russia's military strength? Do you think what you have seen so far is true Russian military or the video? I'm glad you've asked that, because I was wanting to speak on this before. I have done a reaction on the Russia's military strength. Now, these are numbers that come out of the woodworks, okay? But since we've seen everything happen here, I've mentioned it again, and this is no hatred to anyone in particular. It's just me trying to give a better understanding to things. And in my personal opinion, the stereotype hasn't lived up to the hype. Or the hype hasn't lived up to the stereotype. Stereotype being, oh, big bad Russia, horrendously huge military strength, fantastic training, the best, mean soldiers, funding, all of that. But what we've seen is actually quite a poorly organised military from the start. Yeah, they've got the numbers and stuff like that, but have they really got the backbone for the fight? And have they really got the expertise and training to make command decisions on the ground worth making? I.e., logistical command structure has been terrible so far. It hasn't really lived up to expectations, in my personal opinion. You know? It's just my personal opinion. So no, I don't think it has lived up to the hype in that respect, mate. That's a great question. Thanks for asking that. Yeah. Jack Ryan, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, I think in Finland and Sweden, it is in Finland's interest and Sweden interest to join. But it's their choice. But they have to see how their hands are tied if not being able to help Ukraine too much because they are not in NATO. Yeah, and the repercussions of them helping NATO is something else that we need to think of as well. Russia could come off the victors of this, which wouldn't put those who aided Ukraine in a good position, would it? You know? So it's a tricky one. They need to be careful. Yeah, they need to be careful how they go about this. It is their choice. Yeah, it's their choice. Thank you for your super chat, bro. Sizable convoy there, and these is humans watching this happen. Disgusting. Disgusting what's going on. Projectile hit school. Why is that still playing? There you go. Projectile hit school stadium. Look at this. Look at this. Mental. This area has been smashed from the start. Unigaming again with the super chat, thank you. You're saying you should react to Wendover's failed logistics vid. I will. I will do that. I will definitely do that. Russian troops captured northern part of Zimtown. All bridges over Seversk and Donetsk blown up. Oh, Tennis Foul with the super chats coming in quick and rapid. Thank you, brother. You're saying you don't have to thank me every time a super chat. Plus, if you want some bonus information, keep an eye out on the aircraft carriers slowly creeping up to Turkey in the Aegean Sea. In the Aegean Sea. Hey, buddy, the first thing you said is don't thank me, and it's the first thing I did. It's a habit, and one that I'm glad to have, man. I can't not thank you for the super chat. It truly is the least I can do. It's the least I can do, man, is say thank you. Truly, I can't. My mum wouldn't be happy with me. I got to say thanks, man, for I can't. I have to say thanks. 11 minutes ago, big fires in Balakliva following heavy Russian strikes. No footage on that, though. All night, at night, the Russian army launched airstrikes on the Sumy region. Oh, yeah, we read that. We read that already. Hey, that underscore dude, man. Welcome to the Gendit Members Club. Thank you. You are the 11th member. I really, really appreciate you for joining the channel as a member, brother. Thank you and welcome. Keep an eye on the community tabs, members. I'll be posting some shizzle in there soon. No, seriously, thank you, dude, man. I appreciate it. Charles Hayes, thank you for your super chat, brother. Semper Fidelis, thank you for your service, brother. How quick would this be over if the Russian people truly knew what was going on? Ooh. Well, from what I've gathered, don't know whether it's right or not, but the Russian state media have been, obviously propaganda gets utilized in many different shapes, different ways, shapes and forms, okay? And they're obviously painting a different picture with what's going on over there, okay? And you can be rest assured that that information contradicts everything that we're watching. So who do we believe here in that situation? But let's just go with the fact that we might have the right narrative. That means that they're getting the wrong narrative. And if they're getting the wrong narrative, they're not going to... I mean... Most things in life that happen to us wouldn't happen if the people knew the truth of many things. Does that make sense? I'm trying to make sense of it without trying to sound too like a conspiracy theory. I don't want to sound like that, but it goes without saying, yeah, if they did know what was truly going on in many ways, shapes of with the leadership and stuff like that, yeah, they would have a problem with that, I think, you know. But it's deciphering who's right and who's wrong. That's the tricky one. That's the tricky bit about this. Are we right? Do we have the right narrative? Is the information we get, can we trust that as much as what the Russians are getting? Who do you trust in this? We got to make an informed decision ourselves, and that's the hardest part of all of this. This is the information war, isn't it? It's an information war. The info war. Juicebox, cool name. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, love your content, bro. Love from California. California. One of my favorite places on the planet. Can't wait to go back. Much love, buddy. Much love. Timothy McCabe, thank you for your super chat. You're saying if they want to join NATO, they need to do it before a Russian victory in UA. If they wait, the Russia will target them from next. Russia has nothing to lose. Ooh, okay, hang on, let me read that again. If they want to join NATO, I'm guessing you're on about Sweden and Finland, you say they have to do it before a Russian victory in UA. Yeah, I would say so as well. If they wait for the Russians, will just target them next. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I actually hinted on that. That you share the same opinion of me. If they want to, they best do it now. So they've got the full support. And I think this will actually, those who are not in NATO have been thinking about it. I think this will make them think, let's get involved now. We want a little bit of that protection that we might need it, you know, if Ukraine falls to the Russians. That's for sure. Okay, sorry. Hey, I spoke to you before, Kai. Welcome back, buddy. Sweden and Finland has sent military and other their stance on whether they actually want to join NATO or not. Then it's a big thing. Then it's a big thing. Rainbreaker, that's a cool name. Thank you for your super chat, my friend. You're saying love everything you do. Love from Illinois. Well, thank you very much, old pal. It's very generous of you and very kind of you to say. Artemis Fowl again with the super chat. You're saying the convoy north of Kiev is experiencing the problems that the Battle of the Bulge had. The spearhead is surrounded and in hostile territory. Is that convoy still there? I haven't actually looked into it. Is the convoy still there? It's been there a long time. There was talks that it was a refueling problem. If that is the case and they haven't sorted that yet, are they just not bothered about it? Talk about a morale killer for the lads on the ground. Anna P, hey, again with the super chat in the chat. You're saying Al Jazeera reports Odessa are preparing for Russia to begin bombing. Odessa is the lifeline for Ukrainians. Considering its significance, this will be right. I don't know why Odessa is the lifeline of Ukraine, so I'm going to have a look at that. You're right. Mail Online. Odessa braces for bombardment. Second Ukrainian port prepares for aerial attack. Well, he's wanting to hit the ports so he can take out supply chains, suffocating them effectively. Military strategically correct thing to do on the innocent people. Horrendous. The real Slim Shady. Hey, buddy. Good to see you here again, my friend. You're saying, and thank you for your super chat, you're saying, I'm against countries joining NATO simply for the additional protection. They need to be able to bring something to the table. I agree with what you're saying there. However, Finland and Sweden would bring something to the table. I'm only saying that because this past year I've actually done quite a bit of research on Sweden and Finland and other countries within the region, and they're bloody good militaries to have on board. You know, seriously, they can bring a lot to the table. Would I have said that before this YouTube journey? No, because in my head, the Royal Marines Commandos, even though I'm still biased, they're the best in my head. Other countries do bring some bloody good talent to the table. And Finland and Sweden are included in that. Honestly, guys, do a bit of research on them. They're bloody good. They're good. Honestly, man. Proper fighting force. Really good individuals. Trained, professional, conscribes. Proud to fight for the country. Proud to learn. Eager to learn. Listening to... quite happy to listen to other countries in terms of advice of how they do things. Professional outfits, honestly. Thank you, Slim Shady. Again, good to see you here, my friend. Damn. That dude man. Thank you, that _dude man, for the massive super chat. I think that's the biggest super chat of the stream. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. You're saying, watched a lot of your reactions lately. Enjoy the perspective from former military personnel. Fascinating. Mad respect from across the pond, and thank you for your service. Thank you for the very kind comment, my friend. I'll say the same thing that I say most times. People thank me for my service. I don't pretend to be anyone special. I can't pretend because, in truth, although I passed a very hard course, this course to get the Green Beret to be a Royal Marines Commandos, I'm merely immortal compared to some of the guys who I served with who did some extraordinary, fascinating things in some horrendous theatres of war. I don't profess to be that type of person at all because I'm not, guys. Okay, I'm not a Rambo type. I've done some good stuff, fortunately, but I don't profess to be this gun-ho war fighter who's done loads of amazing things, because I haven't. I did serve my country for 6 years as a Royal Marine Commando. That's where it stops in that respect, okay? But I did serve with amazing men, which I'm grateful for. Thank you for your super chat, my friend. I appreciate that. That _dude man legend, biggest super chat of the evening, I think, in one go anyway. Artemis Fowl, thank you for your super chat. You're saying standard Russian doctrine, the convoy is setting up FOBs outside the enemy artillery range before it begins its encirclement and bombardment siege. That has been mentioned. And I'm considering that more. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense. I get that. But why did they... It doesn't make sense still, though, does it? With the fact that they actually... they ran out of fuel, food, and munitions for these guys early on. So was that done on purpose to just set up FOBs and stuff? It doesn't make sense still. That bit still doesn't make sense. Was it a mistake that they're trying to discuss? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. 40-mile convoy to set up FOBs. I do think the bombardment and encirclement thing's going to happen for the siege, yes, but did they have to run out of fuel to prove that? I don't know. Maybe you guys can answer that in the chat. Thanks for your super chat, buddy. Checking in, Chaz says, Jen Dit, cuddly bear. Hey. All right, this is lasting ages as well. I need to get rid of this. It needs to go down the hatch. Bottoms up. 2147 troops. If you've just joined the chat, thank you. If you don't mind smashing that like button, let's get 1,200 likes in the chat. Let's go. I'd really appreciate that. If you could press that like button for me, let's get those likes up. It takes 2 seconds to do, man. Everyone now, just stop what you're doing. Press the like button. We started this at 7:30. Didn't we? 7:30? Yeah, 7:30. 2.5 hours, man. Jeez. Artemis Fowl. Thank you for your super chat, bro. You're saying, don't get me wrong. They are trying to push through despite overwhelming incompetence. Ukraine forces target a lot of fuel trucks. They are trying to push through. I think the Ukrainians are tough bloody people, though, aren't they? They're showing their toughness and resilience through this. Even the civilians are tough, man. They're not surrendering. They're not getting out of the cities. They could have just fled. And they're not doing it. A lot of them aren't doing it. Incompetence is the key word there. I think couldn't have explained it better. Incompetence is what we're seeing a lot of at the moment. Thank you for that, Artemis. You've been very generous tonight, mate. I need to thank you for that. Thank you kindly, buddy. Hey, Jeffrey Stanley, you are the 12th member. Is it wrong to push for 20 members? We've pushed past the 10. Is it wrong to push for 20 members? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm trying to get a lot of military veterans and aspiring people in the military, or just people who support the military, to get involved in the community, because the conversations that you guys can bring to the table are just fascinating, man. So, hey, if you want to become a member, guys, the link is in the chat, linked up above. Let's get those members. Jeffrey, you must have been a member before, buddy. Welcome back, because you've got a yellow face next to your name. Cool, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, Stephen Horn, thank you for your super chat donation. Matthew Robbles. Matthew, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, what does the underperformance of the Russian military up to this point say about Putin's management of his military over the last decade? Great question. And I think, this is my opinion, when you have someone who's leads by fear, when you have someone who leads by fear, you get fearful results. So eventually people will stop doing the right thing and start doing the thing to please. So whatever Putin wants, Putin gets. But he's created a yes-man society, a yes-man command structure. So although maybe everyone around him is agreeing with him and it's going well for him, it's normally a form of narcissism as well when you try to get everyone to agree with you, regardless of it being the right or wrong thing. All right, it's just, you just want control. you're going to get a lot of problems. So I think by you not having a democratic society where, you know, you've got a lot of different people having their say, everyone around Putin's scared in that respect. So he's getting what he wants when he wants. The right thing's not happening though. As a result, you can only get. That's how it has to be. You know, it's how that's how it has to be. So the underperformance of the Russian military at this point is as a direct result of Putin's management, and the way he manages is the carrot or the stick. Except it's just the stick with him. There's no carrot involved. This is how we're doing it. So you can't just have one man. Think about this. You can't just have one man's opinion to run a country, to run a military, to run the economy, to run politics, to run everything. You know, you need to bring in people better than you. The best businesses on the world, on the planet, the best, most efficient, profit-making, people-happy businesses on the planet are the ones where the bosses bring in people who are better than them. And they're quite happy to utilize those people who are better at these different parts of the business to make that business flourish. Right, I'm the boss of this company. I'm no good at human resources. Let's bring in someone who is. I'm no good at editing videos. Let's bring in someone who is. All right. The cost of that is a little bit of money to bring in more money in the return. That's how you do things. It's speculation, accumulation. That's how it works. Putin isn't speculating to accumulate. He just wants things his way. That's how I would say it anyway. I'm not a massive historian in terms of Russia, politics, Putin, that kind of thing. I know enough. But do you understand what I'm saying? That's how it's feeding into my brain. I might be wrong on that. So yeah. So troops, quick text messages came in. I need to read very, very quickly. Scotty Mays, thank you for your super chat, buddy. What's your thought on Russians using Z and it being recognized as a nationalistic symbol? I thought that was just a way of recognizing vehicles. I mean, my military understanding is how it's how we would have done it in the Royal Marines. Other countries do it marked with different symbols or letters or numerals. I don't know if it's been recognised as a nationalistic symbol. I think it might well be, but there's one thing for sure: it just marks out the vehicle. You know, you've got different vehicles annotated with V and W and Z and X. I think if you look into it, you can always find something untoward with those symbols, but it's common practice. Joe French, thank you for your super chat. You're saying thoughts on the hacker group Anonymous going after Russia. This is they normally do more good than bad. They're a very, very, very powerful private entity who gets stuff done, and they normally act with a good moral kind of structure towards the work. So when things get a bit out of hand in one way, they normally say, right, let's put this straight. We have the ability and capabilities to be able to do so. So as long as they're a force for good, which my limited knowledge, it seems to be that they are, then that's a good thing, I guess. You know, I think. I might be, again, guys, I might be wrong on some of the stuff I say, but I just have to go with, I just speak from the mind. Mr. Looper, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, do you think the second wave attacks will bring more well-trained Russian troops? This has been spoken about quite a bit. And, you know, let me put back on this. Let's get this text off as well, because it's not working. Good question. For me, it doesn't make any strategical sense that they're saying we're holding back our first wave. The first wave is the most important part. You need to get the job done. You need to minimize casualties. You need to minimize problems. You need to be able to be effective. You need to be destructive in a prolific way as a military. So think of Normandy and D-Day. They didn't hold back their best troops from the D-Day landings. Commandos went in. The parachute regiment went in. The amphibious soldiers went in. The artillery. They sent everything in, all right, to be able to make it work as best as they could. So for me, on a strategic sense, it doesn't make any sense them holding back their good troops. You need to get them in. Because if you have a bad start, then those good troops are going to have even more work to catch up. You're allowing the Ukrainians to get a foot into the soil and cement themselves in. Doesn't make sense. So I just think this is a result of us seeing what their true capability is like. Granted, there'll be better soldiers elsewhere, but yeah, I just think it's accurate to what they've got. Does that make sense? Good question, Mr. Luber. Thank you for your super chat, Random Madness. Artemis Fowl again, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, just a heads up, you missed one of my supers. Sorry, buddy. It'll be too late to go and... sorry, no, I've seen it. Peter Winther, thank you for your... Oh, I've missed a few, actually. Thank you for your super chat. Yo, AJ63, thank you for your super chat. Sorry, guys. These sometimes happen. Artemis Fowl, you're saying massive Russian incompetence will leave Russian leadership within an existential crisis. If Russian military isn't capable of beating Ukraine, how can they stop NATO nuclear? The only choice. Don't thank me, thank your recruiter. Yeah, if they lose this, it's I don't want to say embarrassing. It's just the way it is. Wars never didn't favour anyone really in that respect. So sorry for missing that one, Artemis. I apologise. Hey, Mark Bauer, thank you, and welcome back to the chat, buddy. Hopefully you've seen my Instagram, bro. What are you saying? The death of one man is a tragedy. Yeah, the death of one man is a tragedy. The death of 1 million men is a statistic. Joseph Stalin, who most Russian civilians still favourably remember. Killed loads of people as well. Quite a pertinent point you make there, Mark, as always, buddy. I think we start wrapping it up here then. We've been doing this quite a while, troops. If we can get to 1,200 likes, I'd be grateful if everyone could smash that like button now. I'm going to start wrapping things up. It's coming up to 2.5 hours now on stream. I think we've covered quite a lot of points. So if anyone's got anything else they want to mention to me, now's the time to do it. And we can start wrapping this thing up. So I'll give you a few moments. So as we're waiting for the last things to come in, a few points of admin. First and foremost, thank you for joining the stream. As always, I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. Secondly, thank you for the super chats. I appreciate them very, very kindly. Thank you for the members, the 12 new members that have just joined. Welcome to the club. If you want to join the club, the link is in the description. It's a digital club, guys. It's a club where you can be part of the digital online community. It's the way of the world now. You either get with it or you don't. And yeah, it's just a way of showing support to the channel, really. So thank you, guys. Last few questions coming in now. Artemis Fowl, do push-ups. I might be doing push-ups in the gym later for my second session, actually. So try to work out at least once a day. But a lot of the times I've been working out twice a day. It's just the way I like to do things now. I like to get absolutely massive. Oh, I'm trying to anyway. Thank you to the moderators as well. We got Don Backer in the chat helping out with today. It really is a pleasure having him on the channel to help us out with the chat, because I can't keep an eye on it that much. So Don, thank you, brother, for helping out my friend. I really do appreciate it, buddy. And that's it. That's it, really, troops. Hey, we're getting over 1,200 likes. I will be hanging fire in the chat shortly after this. So when the screen goes off and goes black and all of that, we will be hanging fire, picking up the last few questions and stuff like that as well. So, yeah, troops, whatever you do, make sure you have a positive thought for Ukraine tonight and stay safe. Jack Ryan, just in there, keeping the chat going. You're saying, thank you for your super chat. You're saying Russia is sending, we got a few. Steve Horn as well. Let's get these through then, guys. Jack Ryan, Russia sending in its weakest troops first seems kind of odd. The longer that goes on, the stronger the Ukrainians are going to get. Exactly my point, Jack. And I think it's important for us to realize that that isn't a tactic that any military would utilize. Let's send in the weakest first. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, does it? So that's why I don't think that is the case. Cheers, buddy. I appreciate that. Steve Horn with the super chat. You're saying, thank you for that. Thank you for that very kind super chat, Steve. Appreciate it, brother. You're saying, I think most Europeans have a bit of cognitive dissonance with regards to Putin and the current threat. We don't want to get overly involved and give him an off-ramp. He's already put us at risk of World War III. We need to stop him. Yeah, I think we do have a bit of cognitive dissonance with regards to that. It's catch-22. We get involved, we make matters worse because we are escalating the whole process then. And when you get more people involved and you escalate it, you do run a real risk of World War III. And then it's just one horrible, nasty affair that, how do we end that? And the amount of civil unrest, civil wars that will go on thereafter that for years and years to come is no one's business. We live in the digital age, and we're just going to see infrastructure and the economies of many countries collapse as a result of that type of war. We're not talking in the 1920s when we didn't have anything to worry about other than life, all right, and being in a home. We've got a lot of different things going on digitally, the countries, the technological advancements that we've made. There's so much more going on in the world for it to go wrong with regards war that it's no one's business. It'll be horrendous, man, for everyone. Artemis Fowl, thank you for your super chat. He's saying if you trickle the super chats, he can't log off. that's I guess it's kind of technically true, yeah. So trickle away if you want. Hang on, my wife's hang on, I need to send a video message. So yeah, I'm just sending a video message to my wife. We're live right now. That's the reason I can't respond. But we're going to be closing this off very soon. To be able to, so I can give my wife a phone call. There you go, guys. The things you got to do. And you know what? I'm going to send her a link. Hang on. We'll send my wife a link, just so she can understand that I'm not ignoring her. Oh man, this is the thing, guys. You gotta. So Artemis Fowl, if you trickle the super chat, you can't log off. That's a manipulative yet lucrative way of putting it. Let's blackmail him. Let's blackmail him with money. Let's keep him. Let's keep this man live by trickle feeding him super chats. You deviant individual, Artemis. But it works. Random madness. Putin warned for months he was going to do this. Our national news outlets suppressed it in NATO countries. Why? Right, Alan. Putin warned for months he was going to do this. Our national news outlets suppressed it in NATO countries. Why? I think it obviously to stop the fear factor setting in, because it might have been an unstoppable beast which was going to happen that they couldn't have. What could they do as a result of it anyway? Do you know what I mean? So they don't want to. I mean, you think about the amount of people that would have probably fled the Ukraine anyway. I mean, we knew this was on the board. I don't think this suppressed it in NATO countries. I just think that it wasn't pushed as much as it could have been. But, you know, we were going through Charlie 19 at the time as well, weren't we? And if my wife is watching this right now, I'm sorry, my darling. I will get back to you very soon via message. I'm not ignoring you. And yeah, I'll try I will be stopping this, but I'm being blackmailed to stay on because people are trickle feeding the super chats. Yeah, we got people actually saying hello to my wife now. Jeffrey Stanley, hey Jen Ditt's wife, your husband rocks. I don't think she'd agree with that, but yeah, I trying to keep getting the good books for my wife at the moment. Marines will be Marines, though. Artemis Fowl, thank you for your super chat. You've been busy here tonight. Spetsnaz got beat by Ukrainian National Guard on D-Day on the first day. Is that right? Ukrainian National Guard on D-Day on the first day. And there you go then. If that's true, that's pretty. Yeah, that's a hell of a statistic. Captain Kringles, hey. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, are mercenaries allowed into Ukraine from NATO countries? Yeah, I guess so. I think that mercenaries would be allowed into Ukraine from anywhere, as long as they're being paid by a private contract and they're being vetted. No reason why. Jay Roberts listening to artists with his super chat, his deviant super chat method of keeping me on the stream. Let's get some love in the chat for Artemis. Jay Roberts, hey, what's going on, dude? Thank you for your super chat. Mark Bauer, thank you for your super chat. Artemis Fowl again. Russia try. You really want me to stay on the stream, don't you? Russia tries. Tires are so bad they are shipping 1950 civilian cars and trucks to Ukraine because they are more reliable. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I mean, if that is true, that's pretty mental. McLaren F1 race is saying the missus comes first, mate. As always, get back to your fam, big guy. Yeah, I need to text her. Here we got the super chats. I hope she's watching this so she can drop a comment. If my wife's, if you're watching this, drop a comment, man. We'll soon know because it'll be Mauritius with love. It'll drop in the chat if she is here. I doubt she is here watching my. She's not interested in this. Red Dome says, not to worry, Mrs. Commando. We're trying to help keep the lights on and everyone eating good. Please, that's it. That's all I'm trying to do here. I'm glad you're saying it, man. Hey, Arthur, hey, man, love your content. We're just about to finish up here. That's why we're off topic. Arthur. Right, guys, you all know Arthur Rahi. Yeah, apologies if I'm not pronouncing your name correct. This dude's an Estonian soldier who does similar content to me. Obviously, brings a different perspective to the videos that we react to because he's got a very different lived experience in a different part of the world from a different military. But a fantastic guy, a YouTuber that I look up to. He's doing much better than me. He's got some great content. Go follow him. Go and check this guy out. He's like at 400,000 subscribers, I think. I might be wrong, but he's doing better than me in that respect. So, a big fan, buddy. Thanks for joining. But you are at the end of the stream. My followers though are manipulating me to stay on though by drip feeding super chats. As was the so yeah. Asmodeus Thanatos. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but what a cracking name that is. That's a good name, man. You're saying for a McChicken from McDonald's from a fellow American. Hey, thank you, buddy. I might actually go do that after this, to be fair. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Artemis Fowl, thank you for the corruption you've caused here. Latvia is endorsing citizens to go to Ukraine. You guys have corrupted the chat. Artemis it's working as well. You're getting me, eh? Artemis Fowl again. I enjoy messing with people. Also, I am not a fed. Oh, and you're funny. Christian Barragan, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, do you think it would be detrimental or beneficial for Asian countries to start a NATO counterpart in the Pacific? Ooh. It wouldn't work because we have very different... You have to think about morality, ethics, the way you want to run your country, the humanitarian issues in certain countries. I'm not going to get into that on this stream, but let's, for instance, China, they've got very different provisions for life as what we would have. So you'd need to align and meet certain standards to be able to be part of that anyway, and I just don't think some of these countries meet those standards. So I think it would be more detrimental, if that makes sense. We need to align in more ways than just militarily. We need to align morally, ethically, our standards of how we treat our people, our humanitarian laws, all of these things need to be similar, on the same page, and most of the countries in NATO are there or thereabouts, all right? We're at least aiming for the same line. If we fall short or some of us are surpassing that line, we all trying to meet that grade, if that makes sense, whereas some countries just wouldn't be prepared to, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, guys, actually, go follow Arta Rehi. We've got 336 concurrent views at the moment. We had quite a good stream today, about 1,000 live at one point. So I'm pretty happy with that. Go follow my good friend Arthur. He's a reservist in the Estonian army, which is bloody cool. So go show him some love, man, guys. He's a cool guy. Thank you for your super chat, Christian. Artemis Fowl, this is what we call a hostage situation. I'm being held hostage by money from my followers for the past half an hour. It's true. Asmodeus Thanatos. That's a cool name, man. For your Questiolada needs from Taco Bell. Quesadilla needs from Taco Bell. Thank you, buddy. I've never been to I don't think I've been to Taco Bell, to be fair. Arthur does good content. He certainly does, Don. He does some good content, man. I like his perspective on things. That's the best thing with this whole thing. We think like military reaction channels, all the same. Well, not necessarily. We could do, me and Arthur could do the same video, but have a very different perspective on it based on our experiences. That's what's so good. There's a lot of channels out there, right? Believe it or not, there's a lot of hate from content creators for reaction channels. They say it's lazy, and I do get it from making content myself. I do get it from that respect, that I think we're just recycling the content and talking over it. But good reaction channels like Arthur and myself included, we really try and give a formed opinion on that based on our experiences, and it completely changes that video. If anything, it complements the original video. So I think reaction channels are fantastic, man. I really like them. I'm really for them. And there's a definite place on YouTube for them. Art is great. His Discord just become public. That's great, man. I need to follow it. I had a Discord. I deleted it, a couple of thousand. I wished I didn't. But what I've done is I've handed it over to the public to run for me. And yeah, I can't delete it. I'm just a figurehead now. So, Artemis Fowl, thank you for the super chat. You're saying Russia attack Cloudflare, which hosts Discord. Seriously? Why would they do that? Well, I guess they're going to have another... Does that mean they're going to have another hosting? Probably. Hey, troops, it's 10:15 now anyway. I'm going to pick up the super chats in the comments after this. I just want to say thank you guys for joining in. Peace, love, and yeah, project some positivity to Ukraine, man, because they need it.